Everybody, welcome into More Important Issues. It's Tech Week.
Oh yeah, it is. Okay, sorry.
So
I've been doing a lot of tech work.
Oh, okay.
So I was confused what
IT
you meant.
guy?
No. But I was like, wait a minute. How did he know that? So yeah, okay. I'm with you.
I can read it.
I'm on board.
Actually. Yeah, it's Tech Week. Should be a win for Tennessee. I said should. I'm trying not to jinx anything, but Tennessee plays a really bad team this week. Let's be honest. More Important Issues is sponsored by our sponsors: Tennessee Tap House, Hound Dogs, Billy Ratliff's Tap 40 Grill, and Blue Water Climate Control. And here's a quick word from our good friends at Blue Water Climate Control.
People always ask, where did we get the name Blue Water Climate Control? When a Navy ship casts off lines, exits the harbor, and loses sight of land, that's blue water sailing. It takes a team of people to do that. Tireless work, focus, and attention to detail. So much of starting a business is just like that. After it's done, you get filled with deep satisfaction for accomplishing something. And it's quickly followed by, now the real work begins. We're Blue Water Climate Control.
Balls are back.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, could be Wayne!
I think I got my swagger back. Oh!
I love it, baby!
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! By Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch. Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre. And Tennessee can say hello, win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now.
I made up my mind. I don't expect to ever look back. I'm going to stay at the University of Tennessee.
Reddit did to do, and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Thursday, September 16th. It is another game week. I am bittersweet maybe to be in Knoxville. You're like, do I really have to go for this game? But I learned last year to always enjoy every moment in Neyland. Don't take it for granted. I learned my lesson. So
and enjoy every win. This should be a win. You got to enjoy it.
I hope so. I maybe it's the depressed side in me. Leaving last week just like pleased. Happy is not the right word. Content maybe is the right word. Please may not even be the right word. Just okay with the state of things as they stand. I know a lot of people are getting hyped up about the Florida week. I don't like that Tennessee opened 17-point underdogs. That's a lot of points.
Ugh. I didn't see that. That's not good.
On DraftKings, I would assume that means something similar across the board. But yeah, 17-point underdogs as it stands today, I believe. That might have been yesterday, but yeah, so it's hard to get fired up for that. But I'm going to enjoy this Tech win. Hopefully you get to see a lot of guys out there. I think that's your goal when you play these games is get some guys some valuable game reps, because even if it's against an FCS opponent, it's much different than practice. So I got to think that's your goal. This obviously to win, but that should mean you're rotating guys in. So hopefully Tennessee gets to see a lot of them and maybe another quarterback.
Yeah,
can I prep before I get attacked? Not because I think another quarterback should be starting. I just want to see more than just one quarterback because I want to win by that much.
Yeah, get people in there, get some depth, build some depth. And also, I think it's a game to clean stuff up. You know, you saw all the mistakes and everything from the Pitt game. The truth is we beat ourselves. I mean, Pitt won, but like if we don't have all those mistakes, Tennessee wins that game. I think pretty easily.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the right word. But I think they will.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think you could even argue it's probably a 2-score win for Tennessee. And if like you said, you wipe off those mistakes, I think it easily could have been that. I think it kind of goes back into so Tennessee's not going to play that type of team all the time. You have Pickett, who just takes care of the football, makes plays when he needs to, and he's not going to try and do too much. And that played into just taking advantage of Tennessee's mistakes. So I think when you're talking, of Tech, I mean, let's just be honest. Like, it's just not going to be that way. It's nothing really against Tech. You're just outmatched, and you suck. But like even, Florida right now doesn't have a quarterback like Pickett that is going to go out there, consistently make plays, and take care of the football and give his team not just give his team more than a chance, but even make plays for this team. So when you're talking about like the looking forward to the season, Pitt's not even close to the best team in the country. That's not what I'm saying. But it was a good opponent for Tennessee to kind of go and see, and like, hey, if you don't play mistake-free football, you're going to get punished by good teams, because this is a team that doesn't play mistake-free football in Pitt. And you lost that game, not because you necessarily just got completely outmatched, because you didn't play mistake-free.
Yeah. Like you said, Pitt's just not a good – they're an FCS team, number one, but they're not even a good FCS team. They're getting outscored 78-14 in their past 2 games. They got shut out last week by Furman. I mean, Tennessee.
Did you actually do your? I'm going to be honest. I just looked at, like, I just considered Tennessee. I just
pulled up the page.
I didn't even consider the team on the other side of the field. I'm not worried about that.
I just did quick math. Luckily, it was 2 even numbers, so it was easy for me to calculate 52 plus 26 is 78. But yeah, 78-14 in the past 2 games. They're just not good. Tennessee should probably score 28 points in the first quarter, and that should be all the starters we see. We should see backups. I think a lot of underclassmen. Some of these JUCO transfers like Kamal Haddon, Brandon Turnage, William Mohan. I think those guys should make an impact. And I think you don't play them in just straight up garbage time, like third and fourth quarter when the game you're trying to run the clock out, get the game over with. I think like after the first quarter, I think you get some of these guys in, let them go to halftime and have to prepare to play another half of football. I think that would go a long way for some of their development.
Yeah,
even if it is a team like Tennessee Tech.
Yeah, and not so much a couple of guys you named, but even to get some of those other guys that may not see the field, again this year, unless you handle business with South Alabama or something like that. Tennessee's got to get out to that early lead. Joe Milton's got to hit on some deep balls if he's a starting quarterback. Whoever it is, get out to that comfortable lead so you see even more of that, that third, fourth rotation in. But yeah, you definitely got to. You want to see more guys. You don't want to go into the SEC schedule, especially playing Florida, with just your top 30 guys seeing the valuable time. Obviously, 30 is probably a little bit of a stretch. It's more than that, but get your guys in there, because what happens when injuries? Are you going to throw them into trial by fire in the swamp at 7 p.m.? That's probably not going to turn out well. So yeah, I agree. We want to get some guys in here. It's a cold world. Said, boys, I'm on the QB ledge again. Talk me off of it. I'm not here to QB shame. Want who you want. I'm not here to QB shame.
Yeah, I mean, I think all Tennessee fans just want a serviceable quarterback. And I don't really think that's too much to ask. I just think Tennessee hasn't had it in a long time.
No. Yeah, I mean, since define a long time. It's felt like a long time, but really 2016. Which
is a long time in football.
In football years, it's a very long time.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't think Joe Milton's like gone beyond repair. Like, I don't think he couldn't. I mean, he's got, I think, some chances there. And obviously, I mean, really, what's the biggest knock on Joe Milton? Hit the deep ball. If he hits the deep ball, we're not having this conversation.
Yeah, he can't hit an open receiver. I heard today, and this isn't knocking the kid, but I heard it and I thought it was hilarious. Overthrow Joe.
Oh, well, you gave him the nickname Mighty. Like, I mean, you think he's not going to go out there and just tank every ball he sees?
I know. That's that's on me, guys. That's on me. But I do think you're right about, like, he's not out of the discussion of being QB1. I think there is something there. I trust Heupel and thinking he's the guy in practice and fall camp. I know he's the guy that brought him in, but I think there is something there. He's just got to be consistent.
Right. And I will say this, I kind of mentioned it on Sunday. I think what we've seen so far, my opinion, I think it seems like Hooker gives your offense the best chance.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was definitely – somebody told me the other day, and I don't, hindsight 2020, but if Hooker's your starting quarterback, does Tennessee win that game?
It's definitely a fair question. The thing, and like I'll say this: if Joe Milton hits those deep balls, now he gives you a level that Hooker doesn't. Sure, he loses the mobility, but Hooker can't. I'd say at half Hooker wasn't going to hit on just because he probably can't get it there. And the other half, maybe if he throws a good ball. So,
but Tennessee's probably up 14, 21 nothing with Hooker.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you talk about that,
you're on the throat.
I'm not talking about that miss to was it Jacob Warren? I'm not sure that miss over the middle.
Cedric Tillman. That
was a wide receiver, even worse. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it just I think everything we've seen, Hooker probably gives you the best chance right now to run that, open that offense up. I don't know,
but we've had a lot of people, talk about Harrison Bailey, and is he going to red shirt, or is he just the third guy down the list at this point? Who knows? But it doesn't seem like they trust him enough to, because after those, I mean, Hooker just didn't light it up those first two series. Right. He looked kind of rough too. So,
they got in the groove. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But there was thought that Harrison Bailey could come in. But he didn't. So it just seems like it's kind of Hendon Hooker and Joe Milton at this point. And if Joe Milton's healthy, I think it's Hendon Hooker's job. If Joe Milton isn't healthy, or how did I word that? If Joe Milton is healthy, I think it's, kind of a toss-up. But if he isn't, it's going to be Hendon Hooker.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. I would like to see, and this is not like, I want to see another quarterback to see if they can – your goal has got to be to play Harrison Bailey this week. If Joe Milton's truly banged up –
you get 4 games. Even if you're redshirt, you get 4 games.
Well, and if Joe Milton's banged up, you don't want him playing beyond the first quarter. Then Hendon Hooker should be able, if he doesn't start, should be able to come in and have his way with Tech, and then Harrison Bailey should get a quarter. I mean, at least I think, and that's just
I'll say this: if Hendon Hooker starts Saturday, I think he starts in the Swamp as well.
Yeah. I want 100% agree with that, because why did he start? If Milton's just banged up and they're just resting him this game, I could see Milton starting in the Swamp.
I mean,
I'm not saying I agree with it, but I could see it.
Yeah, because I mean, then you take a game and a half off.
Yeah, I know. And part of me does say actually I take it back. The only way I would agree with it, and this isn't saying I agree with the decision-making process to get here, but I agree with the final decision. If Joe Milton is your quarterback against Florida, and you also know that he is banged up, like one hit could take him out, I'm sitting in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with that. I just think if Hendon Hooker's playing, I think he's starting Saturday, no matter what the circumstance is. I think Hendon Hooker is probably your quarterback going into the Swamp. Is Joe Milton maybe there just in case? If something goes bad, you put Joe Milton in. But yeah, I'm thinking that whoever you see Saturday is probably your starter going into Florida, in my opinion.
I'm not entirely. I mean, I think I think that's probably the more likely decision. Yeah, I just could see. Because what's Joe Milton really going to progress against Tech? I mean, I guess you can throw him in and hope he can get his timing down with receivers and hit on those deep routes and maybe take some juice off. I just like, how much better do you get? Do you risk more injury if he's your starter? But that's another, like, again, what you're saying about you probably starting Hendon Hooker in the Swamp, especially if he's the starter. That's even more reason to get Harrison Bailey in, because now you're one injury away from him being your guy.
Also, if we get up 21-0 on Pitt, do you think we got a really good team? Are you convincing yourself this week that we're a really good team?
That's like, I'm glad you mentioned that. I probably am happy we didn't win, because I probably would have came out of there like 10-2, baby. 10-2. That's
because I've already caught myself. Florida and Alabama play this week. Alabama might run up the score, and people might get hurt, and who knows what can happen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not in that boat, thankfully. But Will Gibbs did ask 2 different staffs to put HB third string. There has to be something for that to happen, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's being misevaluated necessarily by 2 staffs. But
don't look at the last staff. And
yeah, I mean, and like and there's just like, I mean, they start like, if we want to give credibility, they started Jarrett Garantano. Like if we want to lend credibility to anything. And then we can go back and go, well, all of these, media people that are saying there's a reason he's third string. There's a reason he's third string. Well, they were talking about how Josh Heupel isn't prepared for this job. So why should I trust his decision then if that's the case? So I don't disagree, Will. Like, yeah, I think there is something to it. I think Harrison Bailey is probably third in the eyes of the staff for, whether he's behind Joe Milton and Hooker and decision-making and timing and strength or whatever it is. Like, yes, I think there's something to it. And then all this stuff, like, and it's been just chatter on, like, there's been no real sources, but it's very frustrating because people are arguing about it, saying he's not given a ton of effort in practice or meetings or film. Like, first off, you don't know that. Your sources don't know that. There's no one in the freaking building right now. And he just seems to love it too much at Tennessee. And I could be wrong about that, but he could, he seems to love it too much to give a half-ass effort, in my opinion.
Well, and Heupel called him a good leader. If, I don't know if Heupel's lied to us, and since he's been here, he probably has, but not to where
anyone Barb's chip dip player. High flyer player of the week.
Right. Yeah. Damn it, Caleb. Yeah,
that
like
made me sad.
Yeah, that could have been better. But he called him a good leader. I don't think Heupel's going to call him a good leader if he's not given effort in practice. So that makes me think of like the red shirting is probably what's more likely with Harrison Bailey. Oh. Because next year he'll again be a freshman for the third year if he redshirts. So you got the COVID year. He's going to
be here forever. He's going to be the next JG.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be here for
lifer.
6 years. I mean, that's freaking insane.
When I say ball for life, it means something to me.
Yeah, it's like he's going to be the Evan Russell of this.
Oh, nice.
This team.
Current callback. Rick Curry said reason he's third string is because Milton was who Heupel wanted years ago. He's blinded by desire. We all are blinded by desire, Curry. I think we both said it. I mean, I wasn't necessarily convinced Joe Milton was 100% the best QB on this roster, and I'm probably not still convinced of that. But we did say there's something to Heupel bringing him in. Like, that is his guy. Yep. So there's something to that for sure.
All right, let's get
Ryan
off
said Joe will start, my opinion. Well, hold on. One more. Ryan said Joe will start. My opinion is his injury was just a warranted QB change last week. So if I'm understanding it correctly, you don't think he's injured at all. They just wanted to make a change. I mean, there were a lot of people saying that he looked like he was ready to go back in. I didn't see it. I'm blind. I told Landon I might have to start taking binoculars to games because I'm struggling. I'm just blind. But
yeah,
so I wasn't paying attention.
I'm not on that side to see like what the sideline is, but he was hurt. Maybe he could have went back in, but
he was hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm good with moving on from QBs. Let's talk about some. Well, first off, running backs. Do we see
running back, y'all?
Do we see any of them this week? Any of them? I mean, do we have any on the roster left?
That's good. That's a good question. I do think if Tyon or Jabari can't go, either one of them or both of them, I think you do need to find another running back on this roster that can give you something because, I'm not trying to discredit Jalen Wright at all, but I don't think having a freshman that's coming into the game third string and have to play a whole half kind of by himself is exactly what he expected.
And how fast this offense goes, how do you expect a running back to truly be successful?
Oh, yeah.
At least for, 20 minutes doing that.
Right. And so I think they need to find somebody. Is it D. Beckwith? Is it Laneith Whitehead? Is it Damian Pierce? Is it somebody else on this roster? But I think you need to find maybe a fourth running back that can give you something because I don't think you want to find yourself in the same situation you were last week.
Yeah, and I would think so Tyon's coming off sickness, right? Not injury.
Yeah, I think he
I don't know if he's banged up beyond that. So, I mean, hopefully you get to see him some, just kind of get back in the groove before Florida. But, yes, I agree. And that goes back into getting those guys in. Get some guys some valuable reps. See if you can find kind of a runner similar to Jabari and Tyon because Jalen Wright's just not the same type of back. So if you want to kind of keep the flow of the game, find someone that kind of complements Jalen while also, being aggressive and being able to hit the hole hard, get extra yards after contact and yak it up. And
let's see D. Beckwith get a run. Actually, Laneith Wyatt too. I think he's an intriguing prospect to see him run the football. I know people kind of thought he would be a linebacker, end up at linebacker in his career, and he hasn't up to this point. So, maybe that, and with the linebacker depth in the spring, you're like, okay, can anybody play linebacker?
Right.
So the fact that he's still at running back probably says a lot about him. So, would like to see a fourth running back. Also, offensive line. Does Jeremiah Crawford play more tackle? Is that something where you could end up later down the road, move Cade Mays back to his best position at guard, when Cooper's back, and then you have Jeremiah Crawford that's giving you a good production on at tackle?
Yeah. So what did you? I don't know if we really talked about offensive line play. What did you think about offensive line play this week? I know a lot of people were iffy on it. I think I've seen some bad grades for that group. What overall, just kind of your flat opinion of it? I guess if you want to grade them, you can grade them.
I think they are giving up too many sacks, but I don't know how much is that on the quarterback. They didn't run the ball very well, but you didn't have your two running backs. I know it's difficult not having your center because that, from a communication standpoint, that's huge. So I think not a lot went for them,
right?
But I don't think they had their best game by any means.
Yeah, I think I was honestly expecting for a couple of reasons, because Pitt's defensive line, I was expecting it to be a little bit worse. Mixed with some of the Cooper being out and a couple of I thought overall, like, impress is not the right word, but I thought they played like I have hope for the future of this season. Sven, who's a Mississippi State fan, said, to be honest, I'm shocked how bad the Vols looked against Pitt. I really don't see 5 wins on the rest of the schedule. There's a lot of work to do for White and Heupel. I'm not going to say it. The Vols didn't look great, but I didn't think they looked that. Bad is not the word I would use. They had a lot of bad mistakes.
Yeah, I don't come out of that game feeling worse about the season than I did going into it.
I don't necessarily feel better. You got to win for me to feel better.
Right. Yeah, I don't feel worse. I think there is 5 wins on the schedule.
There's 4 more wins that if you don't win, you're in trouble. There's probably 5 wins total.
Right.
Probably 5 wins total. Sorry, I got sidetracked you on that offensive line question. I was just curious on your
good quarterback play. Going back to quarterbacks, but if they have good quarterback play, is it not different? Do you not think maybe there's 6, 7 wins on that schedule? I'm sorry, I'm talking into it.
No, because I think there's a couple more things to it. Yeah, I think quarterback play helps you get there, but I think a big thing for it too is can your defense create turnovers? And I agree with Heupel on this, like 100%. I don't think it's for lack of effort. I think they're doing a great job rallying to the ball. They do have to find a way to bring the quarterback down. They were able to get Pickett out of the pocket. When you make a quarterback start moving, that gives you a chance to make a sack. So you gave yourself chances to get to the quarterback. You have guys getting there on passes. A lot of deflections right now, unfortunately, and a couple drops, but you're getting to the ball. So I think the turnovers, I hope they come, but I don't think it's for lack of effort. So yeah, I think turnovers are important, but obviously QB play is probably number 1.
Yeah, and you mentioned lack of effort. That's something where, Tennessee probably loses that Pitt game by 3 touchdowns last season because that team, when adversity hits, they just quit. So if you want to say Heupel called the wrong play or he made some mistakes in these first 2 games, sure, but this team seems to have some fight to them, and that's more than I can say for them last season. So.
Yeah, agreed. I truly hope the defense gets some more turnovers. But I'll say this too. I don't know if I mentioned this on Sunday. I was just very impressed with our defensive backs' abilities to break up plays that Pickett almost made, game-changing plays on, where he would get out of the pocket and find a guy 10, 20 yards downfield. And our DBs were trailing a little bit, and it's tough. Scramble drill's tough, and able to break up passes or make the tackle that either made them drop the pass or brought them down quickly. I was just I'm impressed with our defensive backs so far. I am. Well, again, I don't know if impressed is the right word. They got to start getting turnovers, but I'm very, very pleased with where they're at.
Yeah. I think we need more from the safeties. I think those guys are veterans. So I'm not trying to stick up for him. Really, it's time to play, and I think you got some guys behind them that are showing on special teams that they have the ability to earn some playing time behind them. And maybe later on down the year they take one of their spots if they're not playing up to their capability. I think Jalen McCullough, Trayvon Flowers, those are two guys that they've been pretty high on since they've been on campus, and just haven't really, due to injuries and different circumstances, but just haven't had the seasons they are capable of. And I think I need to see more. That's what I need. I need more.
I think
once not playing bad, but I need more.
I think once the interceptions come, that mindset changes, because they're doing a lot in the run game. They're both making a lot of tackles. So I truly think when you start getting the turnovers, I think their grade gets just exponentially higher. It's turnovers right now, and especially when you talk about the offense that's ran on this team and what you need from the defense, it's turnovers. You got to be able to go get turnovers. And
I think having another pass rusher in Byron Young, I know we're about to talk about him in a second, but I think getting him free is going to help cause some turnovers. We heard nothing but good things in fall camp and spring practice, so I'm really excited to see him opposite of Tyler Barron. And I guess Blakely is that other defensive end, but they're going to have packages where I think both of those guys should be on the field a lot. And so this quarterback, Tennessee Tech, has 4 interceptions on the year already. If you're just at a wall, just can't find one, I think the hardest one to get is the first one. So when they get that, hopefully they start coming. But I think this is a great opportunity to get some turnovers, get in the right spot, and dude, pad some stats.
Pad the stats. I'm excited to see Byron Young, because I agree. He's gonna definitely bring some more to it. How much he truly affects it, I think, is really to be determined. We haven't seen much from him, but I think your defense line's not gonna get worse with Byron Young there. I don't think so.
No. I think that just hurrying up a quarterback, making him throw a little bit sooner than he wants to, I think that just a little split second that he's able to get there faster than somebody else can lead to a turnover. So got to see it. But yeah, you mentioned the secondary. I just haven't been like, I don't know, and maybe it is turnovers, but I just haven't been like super impressed. Like, nobody besides Theo Jackson in that secondary, I'm like, yeah, they're going to be a starter all season. I don't think that at all.
Well, let me ask you this, and this is kind of how I got to that point. Name a play that you've seen the secondary, and it could have been, it collapsed long before it got to them, that they lost, they fell apart on.
Well, I know Kenneth George gave a 40-yard reception. But he's not a starter. I just but there's nothing like that sticks out that I'm like, oh, that was a good play. Besides like Theo Jackson.
I think Theo Jackson, Jalen McCullough, and
I think Warren Burrell's played pretty well too. I'll give him that.
And Alontae Taylor. I think they've all had, and again, this is probably more in the run game. I think they've all played really, really good in the run game. And they've held the edge really well. They played really good on the outside. And then I think those guys have all been involved in plays, and even Alontae Taylor in some short yardage situations has played really, really good. I don't. That's why I said impressive isn't the right word. I think you got to start getting turnovers before I say that. But
maybe Byron Young helps. If he keeps Kenny Pickett in the pocket, maybe some of those throws don't happen, and I'm talking differently.
Maybe, and I do think they still have a lot of steps to take to be. They've got to be effective more than anything. Holding your water isn't just enough. You especially in the secondary. So yeah, I think let's get some turnovers. I'd love to see that. Byron Young could. I hope Byron Young. We just don't know. We truly.
Who gets the first turnover?
First turnover?
Yeah, let's do that. Who's getting the first
one? Lord, I'd love to go back to who we thought would have the most interceptions. I feel like it's got to be someone like Theo Jackson that's just in the mix.
I like Theo Jackson. Yeah, get him a reward for how well he's played the past 2 games.
Yeah, whether it's an interception or he's able to pick up. I guess he may not force the fumble, but he may recover it just because he's been everywhere. I kind of feel like that way about I think Jeremy Banks has not played his best football necessarily, but I think he's been involved a lot. He's all over the field.
I think he looks like your best linebacker.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's saying a whole lot, but he definitely looks more improved than he did last year. I'll say that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Hopefully you get a turnover this week. That should be
how many does Byron Young get a sack?
We'll do the boost for
the Chase Young boost.
The Chase Young boost. I almost called him Bryce Young. The Chase Young boost. At least one. We'll call it one.
At least one. Okay. I'm gonna say 2. I'm gonna say plus 1 or minus 1.5. Taking the over.
Okay. I
can't imagine their tackles are very good.
I gotta think he gives himself an opportunity. I mean, regardless, like I said, he definitely doesn't make the offensive or the defensive line worse. So I'm excited for Byron Young, regardless.
And Tennessee has to find a pass rush with what they got right now. I don't think it's enough to compete with the teams in the SEC that they probably aren't going to be favored in.
No, not at all. All right, let's do.
Who are some guys that you want to see this week that maybe you haven't seen? You know, we tweeted this question out on Twitter.
I mean, the thing is, I want to name some of this. Like, I want to see some of the starters just go and ball out because, I mean, you haven't really had. Unfortunately, you haven't just had guys that just went out and flat out dominated, I guess. I mean, you had, Callaway kind of have a big, that obviously one big touchdown and then, a couple other catches in that game. Jacob Warren had a great game. But outside of that, I mean, Tyon Evans had a good game against Bowling Green, but I'd love to see some other guys that you've heard their names kind of be rattled off. I'd love to see Valus have some opportunities to make plays this year. We'd love to see him be a part of the game. If you get Jalen Hyatt back, I mean, you'd love to see those guys. See if Tyon and Jabari get to play, have some big runs, break some tackles. Like, I think that you still need, and whoever your quarterback is, like, that's what sucks is it's kind of those key group of guys. Graham Morgan mentioned Beckwith. I agree with what you said earlier. You need to find a fourth running back that's going to service you. And not leave it all on Jalen Wright if something goes wrong. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, I just feel like I'm naming the same guys over and over again just because, again, I'm not truly that upset about the Pitt game, but I think you're going to need a lot more if you want to compete with other SEC teams.
Yeah, I'm interested to see guys like Christian Charles hit a block punt on Saturday. I'd like to see him get some run. And, I mentioned earlier, not in garbage time. I want to see guys, actually have a chance to go out there and compete. So Christian Charles, Deshaun Rucker had a big tackle on special teams. I'd like to see him get some reps. Tamari McDonald, Brandon Turnage, Kamal Haddon. Those two guys, were pretty high, quality transfers that they haven't even seen the field yet.
Right.
So, I mean, what can they give you? Is it like just being out of shape or – what's – because you've seen Kenneth George Jr., so I just thought that was weird that he was in the game and they haven't got an opportunity to this point.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've not been entirely upset with the secondary, so I don't know how to – but, yeah, I think they definitely add an element to them if you can get those guys in and get them some playing time. I don't know. Well, I don't know what to credit that to that they haven't seen the field yet.
Yeah, because like you have the defensive line transfers, Dejon Terry, Caleb Tremblay, they're making an impact. So it's not just like they're against the transfers or transfers aren't in shape or, bought in yet.
That's a good point.
Just very weird. And the linebacking rotation's weird also. Do you see any more of those guys? You see Aaron Willis, William Mohan, Morvin Joseph, any of those guys get some run?
I gotta think you do this. I mean, you should. You really need to.
Right.
You really need to. That's the name of the game this week, in my opinion, is as many new faces as possible.
But I think the biggest injury that you need to get healthy as soon as possible, other than probably Tyon Evans and Jabari Small, is Cooper Mays. Yeah. That just seems to be a void. I know Kingston Harris didn't play bad. Ollie Lane didn't play bad. But I think it is – they want Jerome Carvin at guard. They want Cooper Mays at center.
Right.
Yeah, from a communication standpoint, I think it's got to be. That's one of your biggest issues last week was maybe interior offensive line just from running the ball and pass protection.
Yeah, and I must have missed this. Someone said Carvin mentioned that there was a miscommunication on that fourth down play, and that's what led to that.
Oh, interesting.
No clue.
Do you have so Tyler Barron he was excited about Byron Young getting in the game. Do you still have that clip?
Yeah, let me pull that up.
Yeah, not even just excited for myself, but I'm more excited for Byron. I think anybody else. He works his tail off, and I'm excited for everybody else to see what we know is going to happen.
There you go.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys have. I mean, they know that's kind of just sucked for him, like having to sit. But
yeah, what a crappy situation, and a
weird,
great story to get here,
too.
and then just have it kind of taken away from you for 2 games. Working Dollar General, going JUCO, and didn't have to deal with COVID. I think he had 7 sacks in 2019. Didn't get to play in 2020, and then here he is at the University of Tennessee, and he works his butt off. And it's probably getting a starting position, and then they're like, "Oh, you can't play for 2 games."
For like a really, really obscure reason too.
Right.
Yeah. Very strange. Definitely could have. I mean, you certainly could have used him against Pitt. Whether
NCAA just trying to flex the last little bit of power they have until the SEC takes over.
Right. Yeah. Very strange situation. All right. Score prediction. What do you got?
I'm gonna go 63-0.
Ooh, 63-0. That's a lot of points.
That is a lot of points. I'm doing it.
It's a lot of points. I've been struggling because I don't know. I think I'm going to say nothing too. If Tennessee makes a mistake, and you're like, surely they can get a chance at a field goal. And Tennessee's made a ton of mistakes. So this is just me, I guess, thinking Tennessee makes a mistake again. Because I think they get at least 3.
Okay. So what's Tennessee getting?
I was in the 56 to 63 region, like 59. We'll call it throw in a field goal.
Add 10 points.
59 to 3. Do what?
59-3. I said, did you want to add 10 points to that?
Oh, go 73? I'm out. Oh, nice.
No. Yeah.
Nice. I got you now. Sorry, I'm terrible at math. Took me a minute.
I was
absolutely god awful. You got to understand the equation if you want to even try to figure out the answer. I did not get the equation. I'm out on that. I felt strong, felt good about mine. Also, my nephew is 2-0 in our family's prediction. So, and he almost hit Pitt right on the head. It's pretty impressive.
Oh man,
he's like 5 years old. He has no idea who Pitt or Tennessee is. Well, he knows who Tennessee is, but
he doesn't know like what's going on and with the scores and anything.
Yeah,
he's you need to take him to the casino then.
I know, right? He said 50 was even that. Yeah, he said 50 to 30. That was pretty dang close. He's the only one. Like we all pick Tennessee though because we have to. So
yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. We're kind of at a disadvantage from the get go.
Right. Trying to see what Damien's was for the 38-4, which don't know how he got 4 for the Bowling Green game, but he did not trust that offensive line.
Damn. I mean, he was going off Tennessee making some mistakes, and they made a ton during the Pitt game.
He was, yeah. They all rolled over to the. Yeah.
But yeah, this game, something I want to like. Obviously, this game isn't going to tell the whole story of how good Tennessee is or how prepared they are for Florida, but I want to see a consistent pass rush. I want to get some turnovers, and I want to get some guys who probably don't see the field a whole lot the rest of the season. Get in the game and see what you have with some of these guys.
100% agreed. Would love to do that. ESPN said Vol's undecided on QB starter.
Can we get big plays too?
I would love to see Joe Milton hit on one of those. Or Hendon Hooker, or Harrison Bailey.
I mean, how many people are going to be there this week? I mean, there's like
65,000.
That's so sad.
Does it even? It might not even get to 65. It might be like a spring game in there.
Oh my god!
Hey, we'll get to spread out.
There you go. Yeah,
Man, we'll get the man spread.
Yeah, sit where you want.
Yeah, this is a big sit where you want game.
Yeah,
big sit where you want game.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but hey, you know what you do. You got to fix that.
Just win, baby, win.
Win.
Please win. Please. Like, no, I'm not talking about Tech. Like, let's go win football games in general. Obviously, beat Tech too, but in general, football games. All right, so the SEC baseball schedule.
That 17 points that you said a second ago does not make me like. I wasn't feeling terrible about Florida. I'm like, they're not the most incredible team.
No, I'm not. I mean,
17 points is a lot.
I do have Alabama covering this week, so.
Oh, for sure. That's a lock. It's going to be a lock until somebody proves otherwise.
Agreed. Let's talk SEC baseball. Who did anybody that's listening right now? Did anybody get to go get a bobblehead? I'm pretty jealous of if you did.
Yeah, I wish I could have went.
Yeah, I kind of wish. I couldn't have gone last weekend because first tailgate, still getting stuff set up. So couldn't have done that. But yeah, I would have enjoyed going. We went a couple of years ago. We got a Todd Helton bobblehead.
Yeah.
And,
did you go with me?
I did.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And mine no longer have my Todd Helton bobblehead. It was an unfortunate accident of Madden rage. So
nice.
Yeah, may or may not have thrown my controller. Not hard.
At Todd Helton?
Well, he was just on the shelf.
Were you playing the show?
He was He was on the shelf that I knew I could throw my controller to and not break. And then he fell off the top of the shelf. I think he broke before he fell off the top and then just shattered when he hit the ground. Yeah, it was like pretty tall shelf.
But it wasn't anything you could like glue back. It was just like he's done.
Oh, he was toast. I think I still have it, but he was toast. Toast. Speaking of baseball, that's what we're trying to talk. I don't know. I'm trying to talk. Atlanta's not a talking baseball guy. He hates it.
Yeah.
They released their SEC schedule.
Yeah, they did.
The
And,
SEC released their schedule. I don't know. You get it.
Some interesting ones. Their road schedule is going to be tough.
Oh,
You got Ole Miss, Vanderbilt, Florida, Kentucky, and the defending national champion, Mississippi State. All on the road.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'd like to go to an away series. I think that'd be fun.
So I was going to originally ask. This is why the Whistler sucks. I was gonna say, do you want to go to the Vanderbilt one? But I don't want to sit through that. I don't want to.
Yeah, that would. Maybe we can just like find him before and just like kidnap him, just like tie him up somewhere.
Not for long. Not like
Yeah. It's not malicious. I'm not trying to hurt him. I just don't want to hear him.
We're actually trying to save the world.
Yeah, we're trying to help everybody else out. There's no way the Vanderbilt fans like him, right?
Oh, not a chance. Not a chance.
I mean, maybe we're just giving Vanderbilt fans too much credit, but
yeah, and sometimes that a group of friends or a group of fans, so I have that guy. They're like, he's an asshole, but he's my asshole, or our asshole, or I don't know how you want to say it, but if that guy was a Tennessee fan, I would not claim him as one of us.
I'd be like, shut up.
No, not a chance. I would have already said something to him. Like, one of us is getting kicked out of this game because we're going to get in a verbal altercation, or both of us.
Yeah, he just needs a beer or something. Just make that man relax. But their home schedule looks like South Carolina. They kick that off. Will be their first SEC series starting March 18th. So they'll have South Carolina at home, Missouri at home, Alabama, Auburn, and Georgia. So not a bad home schedule.
I think you'd rather flip the away and home if you're talking
Absolutely.
where you get the advantages.
But that's only going to help come postseason play.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean,
hopefully they're playing at home for the majority of postseason play. But yeah, it's definitely going to be difficult to go in those environments and try to win a series, but they got a top 5 recruiting class coming in. You got some guys returning: Evan Russell, Luke Lipsius, Revnan Walsh, Blake Tidwell, Drew Gilbert, Jordan Beck. I think this team's going to be pretty good. How good? I think we'll see. But I think this team's definitely going to compete with the top half of the SEC for sure.
You've got a team that you're talking about has a legitimate shot at super regional in Omaha. I mean, obviously getting there is really, really difficult. But I mean, we know where their expectations are, and I mean, I don't think they're out of the realm of possibility. So,
right. Yep.
So,
they got that guy, that Tony V, man. There's just something about him.
Something about him. I mean, the Starkville trip, that's the one I would want to go to if can make that.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, that's May 19th through the 21st. Dang, that would be fun. Be a lot of fun.
Let's do it. Let's get a bus. Let's get a bus and go to.
Oh, you want to go to party bus?
Yeah, like that's.
See, it would be so much like. This is fun, and I'm not trying to take anything away from it. Like baseball is awesome. Tennessee baseball is awesome, but it would be so much fun to also have a football team where you're like, yeah, let's get a bus and go because you're not scared of anybody. You're not like, I don't want to go to Alabama.
I don't want to take a bus to Alabama
in football and watch us get our brains beat in. Like that's just nothing
fun about it. I've done it before. I'll do it again. Nothing fun about it though. No, I think let's see what we can get up. I know there's 30 or 40 faithful that want to go to Starkville. Let's do it. Let's get on a bus and go.
Let's do it.
That would be so much fun. Oh, the endless possible. All right, we're doing it. I don't know.
I wish we could go to A&M. We can stop by and see Kiv in Houston.
I
don't even know if is that on the way. I don't know.
I don't know if it's on the way. When I went to A&M, when I went to College Station in 2016, we stayed in Houston.
Oh, okay.
Flew into Houston, stayed in Houston, and drove to College Station that morning.
So it's probably just like a suburb of Houston.
No. It's not a suburb. I mean, it's a good drive. I want to say a little over an hour, maybe.
Oh, okay. That's not
I mean, not bad. It's not a bad drive. It's just it's not 20 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, no, it's. I mean, that would be a fun trip, and they've got. I mean, you're talking hour and a half. Yeah, you're talking about a great program, great facilities, and it would suck to root against your team when you do this. But how much fun would it be to hear a ball chant at A&M?
That would be pretty cool. Isn't it kind of weird that like Tennessee didn't get two of the teams that they kind of had some words with last year in Arkansas and LSU?
Yeah, that is. I don't know how the scheduling works. Like, is it on a rotation or how to like?
I don't know that either. I know they have they're obviously going to play Vanderbilt every year. I think they play Kentucky. I think they play their.
Well, I would think you have to play.
They play the East, but I'm sure there's some
East
sort of rotation, but I don't know what it is.
Gotcha. I mean, it would make sense if it was in the rotation. If they just randomly choose them, then yeah, it's probably a coincidence that they didn't get them. But there is a chance they play. Is it LSU? They're playing in the preseason tournament with.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
So still a chance they see him. Still a chance.
Bring him on.
Fun.
Bring him on.
Oh, I mean, LSU's gonna be really freaking good this year, but I'm not scared.
No, we ain't scared.
Not scared. Let's move on to some gambling. Did you play Pat McAfee's same game parlay?
What was it?
I don't even know. I just played it. Don't question Pat McAfee.
Is it his? Oh, the game's already started, isn't it?
Yeah. You can't do it now. But yeah, it was the same game parlay, $10 insurance, I think. So I'm gonna pull it up real quick. But I do have my locks of the week.
So it was your own, but did you have to do his?
You don't have to do his. I did his.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, wow. Graham said that he saw today the men's basketball team was ranked number 10 in preseason poll. I didn't see that drop. Wow.
Dang, the Giants are already up 7-0.
Yeah.
And they're driving again?
Dude, my TV's way behind, I think. I don't know. But they are up 7-0.
Good God. Well, my same game parlay isn't going to hit.
James, first time in Neyland since 19. That was mine last weekend. It's always good to be home. I know that.
Absolutely.
It's always good to be back. My first lock of the week, though. Can you guess it?
Coastal, baby.
Can you guess it exactly, though?
The over.
The over. I'm going to try to pull up what I got it at because it's moved. I put it like Monday. I was like, yeah, Coastal over, no doubt.
Easy money.
Sports Illustrated poll, they had him number 10. Interesting. That's a little high for Tennessee, I feel like, right?
Yeah, especially when like all your offensive production really last year is gone.
Right.
Your best defensive player is gone. But yeah, I like what we have. I mean, I think we're definitely better offensively, in my opinion, with Kenny Chandler and Justin Powell.
You should be.
Yeah. Should.
What's your law? Also, I was very scared of some spreads. What did you play?
So I definitely have Alabama. Easy. What is it? What did I get at 15.5?
I got mine at 14.5, I believe.
Okay,
yeah,
I got mine at 15.5. I also got Kansas State money line. I think they were +2 with Nevada. I just like Skylar Thompson, Deuce Vaughn. I picked them when they beat, I think, Stanford the first week of the season, and so I'm rolling with them, keeping it going. Kansas State, go Wildcats. Cats. And then Mississippi State -3. Butch Jones scored 50 on Memphis last week, and I'm just not picking Memphis. I think Mike Leach does something for us and gets it done.
Okay, I think I like that one. I was so scared of so many. I threw together a stupid teaser. I sent it to you. I think it's insane. I don't necessarily trust it, but I played it. But my next lock, I know a little over-under action. Normally Caleb stays with the overs, but Army and Connecticut under 47.5. That feels safe. If Army,
it's going to be because Army scored 47 points. Yeah, I don't think UConn scores very much because they're terrible.
If I get beat by Army, that's fine. It'll be all Army, and that's fine. So we'll take it.
Support the troops, baby.
And then I had Alabama as well as a lock. My next lock, I can't believe I missed this. I tweeted out. I was like, man, I'm not a fan of mini lines this week. What do you guys got? Shocked that I missed this. I'm glad Keaton Summers brought it to my attention. Stanford -12.5. Take it. Put the mortgage on it. Vanderbilt.
Ooh.
Vanderbilt.
Battle the nerds.
If I lose that bet, I'll lose that bet. I shouldn't lose that bet, so.
I didn't see that one.
I didn't see it either. Shout out to Keaton for pointing that out to me. I don't know what it's at now. If it's gone down or up. Another one I want to keep my eye on. I saw it when the USC rumors dropped, and I think the lines moved quite a bit. Auburn and Penn State. Did you see James Franklin's comment about USC?
Huh.
So apparently he told his team, he was like, yeah, we're not worried about that right now. I'm like, well, you're gone at the end of the season, bud.
Interesting.
Yeah. Not ideal. Not how you instill trust between you guys. That's not the way to do it. God, I'm trying to find the line now. I know it's moved today. I don't know how much.
Oh, it's -8. You're talking about it was 6.5.
I think it was more than that. But it's to 5.5 now.
Okay. Oh, now it's just 5 on DraftKings.
Okay. I think it was at 8 at one point. No, it was
I kind of want to put some money on Auburn to win.
Let's do it. Let's sprinkle. Right. Let's sprinkle a little bit. I don't know what we're gonna call that one. We'll call it the Tennessee bet because it's about a coach leaving even for USC.
Yeah.
So anytime USC will just sprinkle a little on the opposing team.
So Heupel's out.
Lane
right?
Kiffin's bet of the week. Dude, who tweeted?
Heupel's not going to USC. I don't know.
Who tweeted the link? No, the Lincoln Riley to Oklahoma, Josh Heupel Lincoln Riley to USC, Josh Heupel to Oklahoma. Who even concoct
I think it was an article. But G-Man Vols, I think he brought it to everybody's attention.
Yeah, no, someone wrote that article. If that happens, I'm done. Like, all the jokes about like, on the Lane Kiffin shirt and burned it. I'm doing that all my. I'm done. I can't take it. Can't do it. I will be.
My next one is Ole Miss minus 14 to win. 14 points.
I'm playing it. I don't love it, but I'm playing it. I'm riding with you and Dylan. I'm riding with you guys.
I mean, if you don't feel great about 14, do it alternate and do 13.5. That should make you feel better.
Well, I've already teased it down in my teaser parlay.
Oh, okay. So you're
Did you
good.
look through it at all? Tell me you don't. Well, I also took it straight up, but I took it my teaser parlay. Tell me you don't like this. Cincinnati plus 2.5. Michigan State plus 12.5. Alabama minus 8.5. Florida State plus 10.5. ECU plus 16.5. Auburn plus 12.5. Stanford minus 6.5. Ole Miss minus 8.5. You're really going to tell me that's not going to hit?
There's always one.
I'm taking Vegas.
That's how teasers
Vegas
work.
Is
that's
mine.
how teasers work.
No,
that's how teasers work. It's always
a
one.
lock.
John Gruden is
that's
coming.
A lock. I just gave you a lock.
B Hunter said it first. Also, we have a
you heard
giveaway.
It first. Qualified. Oh, we do. Let's do it. Glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, so we got some 4 tickets, Section M, for this Saturday. We're going to give away courtesy of Eric Conley. Gave us those, so big shout out.
Eric Conley gave me the Cincinnati line too.
Guy's legit. I was like, hey, I heard you gamble a lot. He was like, I dabble. That's when you know he's good at betting, when he just says I dabble. But yeah, you want to give me a drum roll? We'll pick our winner.
Oh yeah, let me.
That was pretty good.
Austin, okay, I was about to ask. I couldn't tell if that was good.
Austin Cobbinger at Cobbinger 1220. Let us know. We'll tweet that out as well. But congrats. The only thing
for our winners. You have to bond it.
Yes. Yeah, strict rules. Also, post a pic. We want to see you in Neyland.
Do it. Tag us. Tell us you're there.
Tag us, yeah. Man, that's all I got for locks. You got any more locks?
No, like I said, I don't like a whole lot. I'll tell you, I don't think that teaser will hit because I'm with you. There's always one. But man, I got to be honest. If I could tease all those down, I'd be putting a couple units on each of them individually. If I like all those separately, I like them all. But together, one loses. I'm with you.
Okay, I like it. Did our boy Chase Young get a sack yet?
I don't think so. They Washington did have one sack, but it wasn't Chase Young.
It was Montez Sweat. Damn it.
The NFL's in on this. It's rigged. He wasn't involved. I guess he just got a second one because he wasn't involved in the first one at all. But rigged.
Oh,
do we have any questions? Chase Young got one.
I don't think so.
How much money were you allowed to put on that? Was there a limit?
I think 50. Oh, no. I don't think so. I think it was just an odds boost. I don't think.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh. Did you see what B Hunter just said?
Oh. But he gets credit with the sack, though, right? I don't care. He gets the sack, right? Surely? I don't know, because that better not sack. All right, do we have any questions before I get real angry?
I got to find out what happened on this.
Landon?
We don't have any questions, actually. We don't have any questions.
Well, Let's move on to what's trending then. I have to get my headphones in here. I don't. This is like both my. I don't know if it. So Brian asked not to bring up bad memories. All of them are bad memories, Brian. Don't worry. Did Florida State loss remind you guys of the BYU game? The worst part about that, not only did it remind me of the BYU game, it also reminded me of the Georgia State game. You have that, obviously, that final Hail Mary, Tennessee still had a chance to win in overtime at BYU. And then obviously you have the Georgia State loss where you lose. At least it was an FBS team, if we want to do that route on FSU. They lost to, and is HBCU, they're FCS, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I thought.
Or they their own.
Is Jacksonville State? Jacksonville State's is FCS. I don't know if they're HBCU. I don't think they are now that I'm saying this aloud. But they definitely are FCS. I know that because I've watched them in the FCS playoffs. Yeah, drop them in here. Wilder. Even though you said don't appreciate that. Conor McGregor, is there a guy, this is my what's trending, is there a guy that just is universally hated by everyone more than Conor McGregor? He shows up to everything and everyone hates him.
I feel like Jake Paul is like that too. I feel like no one likes him. But are you talking about like just like an athlete?
No, I mean,
everybody
so I thought at first, Conor McGregor was at like some kind of like something for fight brawl with, maybe not even really a brawl with Machine Gun Kelly. It was at the VMAs.
Yeah.
Who goes to the VMAs and just starts trying to throw punches?
Why are you so mad?
So yeah, I think Jake Paul is kind of like that. Didn't he get kicked out of a party at one of the music festivals? I don't know.
No, I'm sure.
Proposals were trending this week. Speaking of FSU and Jacksonville State. Yeah, I get it. You had the proposal planned for a while. Maybe just do it outside the stadium.
Oh, man, that's so bad. That is so bad. Because she's going to remember that day forever, and so are you, but for bad reasons.
For sure. And credit to him, though, for like trying to make the most of it. He's like, all right, here's our wedding registry. I did like that. He found the good humor in it.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know how you're like up for that after a loss like that.
And did he have the ring with him the whole game? Because I feel like you could have been like, hey, I need to go get that out of the locker room.
How much did he play? Or did he just like, I might not ever get to play again. So.
It's fair point. Fair point. I don't know much about him other than that's what he did.
Yeah, man. I mean, maybe that was, if you're winning and they do a proposal, is it going to get the publicity that this one got?
No, not a chance. Not a chance.
So maybe that was.
Ooh. Conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
I like that. Daryl Taylor.
Sack.
Season sack. Yeah. He obliterated.
Yeah, good for him.
Is that Carson Wentz? Is he starting for the Colts? Is he back?
Yeah, he's back.
Okay. He killed him. Did you see the play?
Yeah, Carson Wentz, he's going to get killed. I mean, they're not good. But the good thing is no one in that division looked great besides Houston. But they play Jacksonville, so.
Also, speaking of Jacksonville, Urban Meyers was not very confident in his "I'm staying here" speech either. He looked like he was ready to peace out.
I mean, I thought it was weird that he took that job anyway.
Very strange.
I mean, he loves to go to schools and just run things the way they can be ran, or he can run them. And then, but I don't think you can do that the same way you can with a college or a professional team.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot different. Definitely.
It's hard to pay people to,
to
come to Jacksonville to play when they're already getting paid to play elsewhere.
Yeah, not that not that I don't think you can adapt. It's just a very different ballgame. And a lot of people talk how Urban Meyer runs it. He runs it like a truly amateur, feel to the program, like not the same as NFL. And that's just from say they know a lot. I don't know, but that's what I've heard. So yeah, I don't know if it's carried over. Don't know if that's going to work. I really was hoping he would just get Tim Tebow on the roster just because.
Yeah.
Also, I love all the heart attack tweets.
That had to be that had to be an awkward conversation.
Well, I mean, surely
get rid of a player.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, Tim, there's not a lot I can do for you here. I mean, the tape doesn't lie.
Do you even like call him into your office, or do you just maybe call him up and be like, hey man, no reason to come in today. Office is closed. Don't worry about it. You're good.
You're good.
Head on out. I think that's all I've got for what's trending. I'm sure I may have some more here, but I think that's all I got. I'm glad the Urban Meyer thing got brought up. That's good. It's good. It's always good.
Big Urban. Do you have any more what's trending? Cam Sutton also had a good game. You mentioned Darrell Taylor. He had a good game.
Yeah, Cam Sutton did. I don't know if I don't know if this is trending, but everyone needs to know about it. It should be trending. Did you see where the coach in Arizona, high school football coach, got kicked out of the game, ejected, then ended up going to the hospital? He said when he arrived, his heart rate was 240. Doctors attempted to calm it down, he wrote, but that didn't work. They removed my wife from the room and then restarted my heart. Thankfully, it worked. On Saturday, I had a procedure to check my heart and had 2 stents put in. So this coach got ejected in the midst of a heart attack.
Damn.
I just love that everyone was probably like, he looked like he had a stroke out there. And then Saturday morning, you find out, yeah, he did. That's nuts. He credited getting ejected to saving his life. He said that ejection saved my life.
Hey, whatever. I mean, I'm glad he didn't die. That would have been.
Oh, very glad he didn't die.
I mean, I don't know if it saved his life, but I mean, did he think he was just going to coach through a heart attack? I mean,
maybe. I don't know. Would that not have been bad if like you threw a pick six and you come to the sideline and your coach died from anger? Like, just wouldn't that suck?
Did you
like,
the players truly like, Coach, you always tell me to rub some dirt on it?
Like, you truly let him down.
Yeah. Laid him to rest.
Was it the Portland State coach that is going to buy beers for the fans who show up to watch them play? I don't know. I hadn't heard that, Graham. Sounds like my kind of coach, though. I need to get involved in that.
Oh, yeah.
Wilder, Tennessee plays Tennessee Tech. Sorry, go ahead.
Did you see the guy who stole a old lady's credit card and bought $350 worth of stuff in Neyland Stadium?
To be fair, he needed a new hat. That hat looked terrible with the Walmart smoky on it.
I think, Walmart smoky.
So
he also needed a bigger polo. That thing was snug, and he had an undershirt on.
Yeah, not very favorable to my man. Maybe charge him with whatever you need to charge him with, but let him keep the hat.
Yeah, or maybe lock him in a room with Elijah Simmons for just scare him a little bit. Make him pee his pants, And just make sure he doesn't do it again.
Right, exactly. What a piece of shit. Like, for so many reasons. Number one, theft. Number two, like, going into a stadium and spending it. Like, what a piece of.
I saw something today. I don't know who it was, or I'd give them credit, but they're like, it was a picture of the guy and like the statue of like the player. Whatever what do they call it? Not a dummy. What is it? Mannequin.
Mannequin. Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, I don't know what player that is, but I think he's wearing number 1. It's like, what?
I saw somebody like on the UT Police Department page tagged a guy. I was like, this looks like him. I was like, damn.
Oh my god!
I was like, that man's got no loyalty. Which I went and clicked on that dude. I went and clicked on that dude's page, and I didn't think it looked like him, but I was only looking at his like Facebook profile pictures, so I don't know the guy. And I was like, he didn't even like call the tip line. He was like, here he is.
Oh my god!
This is his Facebook page. He's been grinding out on Farmville lately. You can see from all his shared posts.
I mean, yeah, the guy definitely needed an upgrade on some apparel, but maybe stealing from an old lady is not the way to do that.
No, not the way at all. Not the way at all. Stupidity.
Sorry.
That's pretty dumb. Can't disagree.
Also, we tweeted out when Tennessee baseball tweeted out that they have the number 5 recruiting class coming in. We tweeted Tennessee baseball isn't going anywhere, and a Vanderbilt fan said not going to Omaha. That's for sure. I'm like, that's interesting because we were just in Omaha, but
yeah, it would have been nice to stay in Omaha longer, but our teams that we played, they didn't get COVID, so. And then we didn't lose to them when they had just 10 guys. So, yeah, it would have been nice to hang around a little bit longer, but some of us can't get as lucky as Vanderbilt, and I use the term lucky loosely.
Also, beware because Evan Russell's back, and Jack Leiter is not. I don't know. Kamar Rocker might be back, but he probably isn't. But that was a weird situation anyway. But yeah, Vanderbilt in general. And this was right after Vanderbilt lost to ETSU in football. So I'm like,
yeah, yikes.
You can't just pick a sport and just be like, oh, I'm not talking about you're a Vanderbilt fan, so you claim all sports. And you lost to ETSU.
Yeah. Not a good look.
James, we did pick our games already. I picked 63-0. Caleb picked 59-3.
59-3.
There you go.
I'm sick of reading off this guy's tweets for my stupidity, so I'm not even going to do that. I have like 3 for him, but I'm just going to stay away. It's getting old. It's getting old.
Done with it.
Done. Yeah, no, that was. Yeah, I don't even want to waste my time with him. The Barb's chip dip / hot flyer thing, I'm out on.
Yeah,
find a new one.
Let's not do that.
No. What'd you think of Kim Kardashian's Met Gala?
Interesting for sure. It also just reminded me of bondage.
Oh, getting your head in the right space, huh?
I mean, it just like this is 50 Shades of Grey weird ass shit.
Was it Kanye with her, you think?
Oh, maybe.
A lot of speculation.
Maybe. They got a kid together. It's not.
They're broken up though, right?
Yeah, they are.
Oh,
but,
okay.
I mean,
that's why I asked.
I mean, wasn't Courtney and Scott Disick like broken up forever? And I'm sure
I know nothing about any of that. Like, obviously, I heard that
he used to like come to everybody else's birthday while she was there, so it's just like a weird. I don't know. They're just weird. Okay, they're just different.
Love it. All right. Well, that's all my stupidities.
That's all I got. Washington is top game 7-7.
Dude, it really sucks. Like, we go Florida on the road, then we go Missouri on the road, and then we come back home to South Carolina, right? Yeah. Or Ole Miss, sorry. No, South Carolina, then Ole Miss. It's a long time on the road. 2 weeks. I can do math.
It's all good. We'll be good.
Yeah, we'll make it. Guys, it's been fun. Appreciate y'all listening in. Love doing it.
South Carolina
hanging out.
That makes me feel
South
bad.
Carolina is terrible. Do it all again Sunday after a convincing win, I presume.
Yeah, we'll have our
We're
producer
ready for
Joe
Florida.
back. He had his family in this weekend, so
Oh, sweet brag.
couldn't do the pod, but he'll be back Sunday. Yeah, sweet brag. That's all I got. Thanks for listening. This is a podcast that doesn't judge, so there you go. We're bringing the boat in.